Justice for MOHBAD. No justice, no peace. My people, e don settle. Actor Yomi Fabiyi don come out say make dem arrest Iyabo Ojo and Wummi with immediate effect. Yes, so say because evidence dey say Iyabo Ojo and Wummi get wetin dem dey hide. The secret to MOHBAD style, if we truly want justice for MOHBAD, say na Iyabo Ojo and Wummi na we suppose hold responsible because they be the prime suspect. My people, according to actor Yomi, say he don join justice for MOHBAD movement. Yes, he's now a bona fide member of the justice for MOHBAD movement. Say this time around he go do everything possible within his power to join the appropriate authority to make sure say this investigation go well. All the informations wey he still know concerning Iyabo Ojo and Wummi wey relate to MOHBAD kpai, im dey bring all out. Guys, justice for MOHBAD don take another dimension. We are finally getting to the root of it. No justice, no peace. Make una hear from actor Yomi. According to him, they should arrest Wummi and Iyabo Ojo with immediate effect. Guys, make we watch this video together. This na MOHBAD TV. Hit on the follow button. Subscribe to my YouTube channel and remember to put up the post notification bell. Let's go there, guys.
I can bottle up anything you have done wrong for a long time. I am not able to support murder. So we need to understand that it is something that has to do with the soul of this country. Murder is not kid's glove. Ofe come and no school. You want your children to go to work and then they go in peace and come back in peace. You don't want a situation where anybody can just wish I can kill my child or kill your child and then everybody mama tell now. It's over a month now. It's over here. Just allow it. Justice, when well served, even if it won't recover who had been killed, it will forestall a repeat. When we do our movies, we take our time to mirror the society and ensure that our stories educate and caution people from committing crime. And that has in turn helped the society, the government, even the police, so that crimes will not be on a large scale. So when I speak like this, I'm not speaking because I'm and as a matter of fact, all of them might have even been my enemy, or they might not even be my fan. That is not the point here. I am a human rights consultant and ambassador. And I'm speaking because I am promoting the frontiers of human rights. MOHBAD has got rights to life. If it is certain he was killed, then it is imperative for the government that we all voted for. And we voted for few people to be in charge of our commonwealth. It is not because they are better human beings. It is not because they are superhuman. It is not because they cannot be challenged. It is not because we don't have right to ask them to use our resources and that position to do the right thing in society. It is because it is our duty to support the government and the police in cases like this, so that even when they kill a government official, when they kill a police officer, justice is served. So naturally, in this case of murder, in this case of homicide, in this case of that is obvious to all of us that this is likely a case of murder, whether it is a case of genuine or a false information. The police are duty bound to investigate. And there is no way they will investigate, there will not be a pre-arrest. So it is very important. And don't come around and think, because it's not about gender. Everybody should ask ourselves, how did it turn around to be that everybody wants to pay, likely to be responsible? everybody has got right to also clean and absorb themselves. Don't forget that in the course of fighting for this MOHBAD, you have cancelled somebody's career. And if in your conscience and honesty, including those in the camp of who they are now accusing now, any cancel career, any now think about it. How will that person be feeling? That what if I was around? What if my children and wife did not? What if I did not run? What if they have killed me, thinking I was the one that killed MOHBAD? So if you look at the whole scenario going around the case, if new information are coming out, why should any reasonable person think it is out of place for us to ask that the police should act? Where was the evidence that you all saw when you demanded that Samilari Naramali should be arrested for the death of MOHBAD? Were they not investigated? Why should any other person should be bigger in this case? These terrible people asking that now that an allegation was brought up, where was the evidence that all of us had that showed that Samilari killed MOHBAD before he was arrested and investigated? Where was the evidence that we all had before Naramali was asked to return from abroad? And it's where were the evidences? But police are duty bound to investigate. And in the course of investigation, they will bring you in for questioning. And then, the little things where people were able to trust and they feel information police are, and when they realize that, okay, stay there. We are treating case of murder now. From allegations we've received. You cannot tell the police not to invite you if it is a case of murder. Only things are meant to be done the right way. So certainly we should ask our conscience, do we really want to get better as people? Can we continue like this and expect that all our courses on politicians will be effective? Will they work? Unlike Europe, you all love to sit and be raised with lies. And if, look at this person, I don't want to use negative words. He said there were videos of bullying. We're talking about murder. They don't even, you have to know the difference. Do you know why the police have yet to even charge Samilari and the rest based on bullying? Because they are still investigating case of murder. Social media. But we just have to live together because social media is just like the normal everybody must have the opportunity to express themselves. So the question is this: if the police get this complaint, that is what I expect them to do. That is why they should arrest her now. If they fail to take action, everybody that is asking for justice for MOHBAD will be looking stupid. And it will mean that the police are deliberately inciting, like making us like Nkosi. And when people are aggrieved, and the law says do not put laws into your hands, inform the authority, and they will see the best they can make out of it. If the authority, the police, the government, and the courts are duly informed and they choose not to do anything, it is a call for anarchy. Anarchy looms. And if you love your society, You must be able to write and speak up and say whether it is true or not. If it is a credible information, what stops you in investigating? Maybe you are still investigating, and you are investigating with public funds. And that is what we're talking about. So the fact remains that you, in your conscience, you were typing, and all of your activities, all your talking, everything led to the arrest and investigation of Samilari, Prime Boy, Naramali. Those people who probably in the last 1 week or 2 weeks were not even close to where MOHBAD was. And the things that likely caused the death of MOHBAD must have happened if, from all indication, it looked like what killed MOHBAD is something that was done to him within 48 hours or 24 hours before he died. But we were able to look at the few information we had, with or without evidence, and we went to say, ẹni tó wà ní máìlì mẹ́jọ, ó possible kò jẹ́ òun ló máa ṣe nǹkan, tó yẹ pé ó ti rí gbẹ̀yìn wíyọ̀ ọ̀sẹ̀ méjì. It's still part of investigation. Police did not discard it. They went for them and asked them, tẹ́ ẹ bá fẹ́ wà láì ẹ return padà, let us investigate you. And they came back. Àwọn yẹn ò ṣe bí MOHBAD now. Iṣẹ́ ló pa wọ́n pọ̀. So now the question is, why? Why would you, when an allegation has come up again, why would anybody in his right and don't be more here, now, the police as an institution, of a credible institution, will say no, it's irrelevant. We are not going to do that. Knowing fully well that anyone accused the scene, the woman that is being accused was not properly even investigated as a suspect from beginning. Because if they have done the job and do the right thing from beginning, maybe they would have seen all of these things that Karima is just saying now. So the question is, why did the police do the right thing? Because from the report the commissioner of police then read out, nothing shows that Wummi was properly investigated. And if they have investigated, interrogated her, maybe they just did it casually. Now that information are coming up, they should go back. And that is not too much to say. That is not too much to say. Tani meeting is ever arrested. Tani any kini palapala. Tani mi ò ráyè ansaja lucky o. Mi ò ráyè ansaja lucky. Gbogbo wa mi ò rí mi che mi ma pọ̀ for nu film. Yo nǹkan tí n bá mọ̀ ṣe tí bá ti face e lè lé mi ndie. I will tell you clearly that justice for MOHBAD is a legitimate call. It is a right of the society. When cases like this come up, the right of a victim, the right of the defendant, and the right of the public must be upheld and protected by the prosecutors. It is the law. That you want to know what killed MOHBAD is your right. Nobody on earth can ask you to keep quiet or stay away. It is your right. If you stand there, you cannot go to jail because of that. It's your right. Your right, you have right to even attend court proceedings if you have a chance. Because that is the only way the society can get better. So stop entertaining unnecessary ignorance and fear. If you are 18 years plus 1 day, you have a duty to defend not only the integrity of this society in Nigeria, but the prosperity and growth and peace of this country. But if you don't know who you are, if you don't know why you are being raised, if you don't know who your parents are, if you are not raised properly, you will just want to live, play around, and just get out of the country or do whatever, and don't care about Nigeria. Thinking those elected are the only ones that should be having sleepless nights on anything that concerns Nigeria. Then you will be thinking, why is it so difficult? We keep having problem from one leader to the other. We will condemn this particular government, and then we will all put our mouth together and say, bring in another one. They will bring in another one. And we will start saying, that one that we condemn is even better than this one. Let's check ourselves, the citizens. are not looking at the fundamental problem of the Nigerian society. We always look at the peripheral, the things that can cheaply be said about the problem of Nigeria. With the problems, we are always hiding, and we're not even talking about our own contribution to the problem of this country. How will the police know the truth if those people that were there to come out and speak the truth are hiding? Shut up, I'm torture on it. Shut up, I'm going to listen. I want to say no to torture. And then people that know the truth are either scared to speak up, or are not bold enough to speak up, or don't even know that not speaking up will be detrimental not only to their today, but to their future. How will I want to support anybody who committed a murder? I don't care your reason for now. How will I cover you when I know that covering you up will leave or put me in internal damnation? How will I cover somebody who killed another person, knowing that at the end of the day, you might even turn out? I will be the next victim that you will kill because you know I have the truth. I will be the first person you want to kill. And then you will stage probably an accident or stage armed robbery and say that is how I died. And the police should put up a standard investigative structure. Witness protection is crucial. I can tell you for free, if you know what killed MOHBAD and you have serious evidence, I will put my number down, or you send me a DM. Find a way to send me a DM. We will make sure, if it is possible for you to go and seek asylum and get out of this country. If the police, if you think the police will not help you, if you know there is a point police have joined them in threatening you, speak to us. We will find a way to get you out of this country. At least if that is one good thing you will do in your life, you will know certainly, and you have never aided and abetted anybody who killed, because the burden and the consequence will stand with you forever. I don't care who you are, how close you are to MOHBAD, how distant you are to MOHBAD. If you know what killed him and you choose to cover it up, then you cover down fún gbogbo tí téèyàn kan bá dáná fún gbogbo ìlú, wọ́n jẹ lájẹ yó, wọ́n ní àwọn tí ì jẹ ń bì kò dọ́dọ̀ wọ́n bì, ṣùgbọ́n tí ìlú bá dáná fún èèyàn kan ó tí lè gbé ọwọ́ mélòó kankan tó kú sí díẹ̀. Ìlú ló ń béèrè fún justice for MOHBAD. Some people in police want justice for MOHBAD. Some people in the government want justice for MOHBAD. Some people in the court want justice for MOHBAD. So whoever is within this circle and is trying to thwart or do the opposite, when God is giving us this very important lifeline, oh my difficult go. So don't be deceived. The truth of the matter is, normal procedure, normal policing, láti ìbẹ̀rẹ̀ pẹ̀pẹ̀. One of the major persons that were supposed to be fully investigated, looking at the nature of death of MOHBAD. Immediately police saw the nature of his death and the moves around bringing nurse, bringing Ejo, she nurse Ben Cassin. One snap or what to who broke be one snap we see the one outside Nigeria. What the now of be owo yen duro die tori wo lo ma perform miracle. Oh, ti mo pe nǹkan ti ṣẹlẹ̀. Wọ́n ti fẹ́ ambush ẹ, wọ́n ti fẹ́ ti ṣọ̀rọ̀ bọ̀ ẹ́ lọ́wọ́. So oko an ṣe ko te tí wọ́n ṣe ko ṣe professional nurse. Nurse tó ẹ pé you don't wọ́n lọ ń gbé ọwọ́ wúlẹ̀ dé. Èèyàn sìn wọn lásán kò tí lè mọ̀ kan tó máa fún. So ẹni tó wá gbé ọwọ́ lẹ́dẹ̀ẹ́ pẹ̀lú àwọn tó wà nílé tọ́jọ́ gbọ́wọ́ lẹ́dẹ̀ẹ́. Police are now investigating. They are not holding those people as the prime suspect láti ìbẹ̀rẹ̀. Ẹ wá tọ̀ àwọn ẹgbẹ́ àwọn handicap. Àwọn ṣe jọ keep of mind. Máa rí wèrè o. Wàhálà ń bọ̀. Wàhálà gidi. Àwọn tó silent wọn tiẹ̀ tí tẹ́ ẹ̀ gbọ́ wọ́n justice for MOHBAD wọ́n wà lẹ̀. Ẹ wá pull out. Èmi ò bá yín tẹ̀lé pull out. Ọmọ ṣe ń pariwo. All of you go back to my post. If you are honest, take your time. Go back to my post from beginning of justice for MOHBAD. Nígbà kan tó bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí mention name. Mo ní ẹ má dárúkọ ẹ má dá kéèsì irú ẹ má dárúkọ ẹ jẹ́ kọ́lọ́pàá ṣiṣẹ́ torí mo ṣe kọ́kọ́ bẹ̀ tí bá ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ pẹ̀lú normal advice àtótọ́ wọ́n dẹ̀ sáré yí mọ́ mi lọ́wọ́ because it's a social media àwọn míì tó yẹ pé mi ò rò kúrò mo kọ̀ wọ́n pé ẹ̀yin tí ń ṣe ti yín iṣẹ́ tèmi ni pé mò ń ṣe fíìmù mo dẹ̀ yan human rights. My human rights advocacy is not just for victim only. It's not for things that will please you only. My human rights advocacy, because as an ambassador and a consultant for human, you must speak the truth. You don't want the truth. You cannot get justice when you are abusing the right of one party and covering the right of and allowing the right of the other person. You cannot establish the truth. Ohun tó bá ti lè mú yín tẹ́tí gbà pé with the little information you have, with the little videos that we have, and we could accuse and attack, and some people even went ahead and they followed and apparently they accused Sabilade. Some information ló jẹ́ ká react síbẹ̀. Now investigation ti lọ back and forth pẹ̀lú nǹkan tó irú ikú tó pa Mohbad nínú ilé yẹn. Wọ́n rí pé ó jìnnà sí nǹkan tí àròpá wọn yẹn ṣe. Fine, they might have offended or hurt the guy at a point before. But kò tiẹ̀ ní ṣe pẹ̀lú tó ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀lẹ̀ sí because ojúlówó tó yọ tó pa ẹni yìí wọ́n mọ̀ pé tó pa yẹn must be as a result of maybe physical attack within 48 hours. Ìdí táwọn yẹn ṣe rò pé àbí wọ́n náà wọlé kọ́ lọ lú Mohbad pamọ́ nulẹ̀ ni wọ́n ṣe ránṣọ mọ́ àwọn tí wọ́n ti ń threaten ẹ̀ tẹ́lẹ̀. So the fact remains that we cannot be safe as a society when we cannot speak the truth to the young people. Young people will continue to be perpetually exploited if you cannot accept and embrace the truth. If you goof, come out and own it. That is the only way you can bring proper cleansing. That is the only way you can get proper cleansing. That is when you are raised to speak the truth. I am not doing this because of anybody. I'm not doing this because I am doing this because of my country. I will never be happy if anybody is being sent to prison for a crime he did not commit. The consequence is coming on myself and my children. There are some prophets in the Bible, they were punished solely because they refused to speak up. That is why most people are being punished. That is why most of the concerns and most of the torture, the turmoil you are going through in this country, altogether, is not because you are part of those that perpetrated the crime, but because you chose to be silent and you chose to be a coward. Otoro Lady Kamason. Murder is a serious crime. It attracts capital punishment. Because it can be recovered. There can be honorable members, they fight themselves in the house. Honorable members, àwọn tó ń ṣe òfin gangan pé a gbọ́dọ̀ bully ara wa, a gbọ́dọ̀ bára wa jà. They fight themselves in the house. Footballers, they fight themselves. But in the case of your intention over determine. Some murder might be manslaughter. Me intention àti pa. Ó lagi mọ́ mi lórí, mi lórí lagi mọ́ lórí padà. Ó dẹ̀ yọ ṣubú, ó dẹ̀ kú. Ẹ jẹ́ ká rí proof ṣé nǹkan tó ṣẹlẹ̀ yẹn. Ọlọ́pàá rí pé mo evidence jẹ́ ká rí pé nǹkan tó ṣẹlẹ̀ yẹn. Ṣé wọ́n ṣe tàbí good. They will change your charges to manslaughter. It doesn't necessarily they will accuse you of murder. If that was the case, they accuse you sí kí rí pé èèyàn fẹ́ lagi mọ́yàn àbó lagi mọ́yàn. Ẹni yẹn wá try láti defend ara ẹ̀. Ibi tó ti ti onítọ̀ padà wá kú. You kill the person, but you cannot be sentenced or charged for murder. Èmi máa dá tán síbẹ̀. N tó pé human rights nìyẹn. Intention onítọ̀hún kò ṣe pé kó lè kópa. Ó ń defend ara ẹ̀ ni. So you cannot charge this person for murder. If the system or the government says, ẹ wo, ọlọ́run ló pa òyìnbó tó sọ ni murder ni, ẹ charge ẹ fún murder. I will put my life on the line and say, not on your life. Why are they back? kò ṣe pé òun ló kò ṣe murder lásán manslaughter kẹ́ni yẹn lè mọ̀ nǹkan tó ń jẹ́ akọ̀fẹ́ sọ pé má ṣerú ẹ̀ mọ́ charge him for manslaughter period. If you come out and defend that, they will say you are supporting a murderer. Human rights is not about trying to look for things that will please. You speak the truth. So unto they get money here because if the youths know the truth and they are informed, then we will start having a better country, because most of the things still our young indulge and our tongue get involved in is causing a serious setback for the government. The reason why most of the politicians will be like, with the frugal resources available, if we should start doing these things, majority before they will even accept these basic social amenities, we will have to start begging them, explain to them. And that is why we have to start investing. Don't think that everything is government. To be knowledgeable, to be informed, is not the job of the government. It's the duty of you and I. Do you travel abroad? Do you work in a place where you have access to information? If you die with the information and knowledge you have, you are now a wasteful child. So we should speak the truth to ourselves. We have to speak the truth to ourselves. So whether you like it or not, we must be able to narrow it down. If they make that petition, so if any of the justices for MOHBAD are listening, my NGO was going to do that. But I want to pass the information to the Justice for MOHBAD team first. Because already only one. I use social media that way. So if the Justice for MOHBAD team, if they are having the right legal support, and they are properly and ready to do the right thing, for the police not to feign ignorance or not knowing that there is any information out there, if you think it is a cause for concern, put up those documentary evidences, burn them down into CD, and then send it with a petition, whether under the auspices of Justice for MOHBAD. If anybody is not willing to front or to be the head of this stuff, there must be somebody they can address, there must be somebody they can communicate with. You want to need interest. If you are an interested party, you need to come out and say, we are the one asking. We are not violent. We add social information. And we realize that this information is looking like you probably skipped it. Or it was covered. You were obstructed. There is likelihood of obstruction of police investigation, which is a criminal offense. We want you to go back and do this. And when there is no way they want to cover up a natural crime. One man feel mistake and then when you police go back, if you will be honest, because Karimo certainly will give tangible information to the Justice for MOHBAD team and will copy the same to the police. So if the police do go ahead to do that and they mess it up, one of the terrible things is to find the police blatantly trying to cover up such a crime like this, or the person that is culpable. One of the things that is very sensitive and dangerous is to allow yourself or your government or anybody, any agent of government, to do the opposite. Only who. So when they are telling us there is a phone containing, also MOHBAD also spoke about a particular phone. What happened to the iCloud? Was there CCTV in the house? And then the police should, as a matter of fact, re-interview. Because I will tell you categorically, if you go by the coroner inquest, the only way we can achieve anything tangible with the coroner inquest is that all of us must stand our feet. We must be there. We must put our eyes, put our hearts to it. Because if truly the person that committed the crime is still part of those going to the coroner inquest, I want to trust the justice system. I want to trust those people in charge of the coroner inquest, that they would never compromise. But if there is any concern, for me, one truth, tell me, Ribe, from what I was told, is that it's likely that, I don't know who called Femi Falana to initiate legal support, legal services, which in turn brought about coroner inquest. If it is true that Wummi is a client, and it is on the behest of Wummi that the Falana chamber initiated that coroner inquest, we need to we need to double up. So reasonable people in the society will need to stand up, because the poor masses, if the truth should get to them, if the truth should get to them, Amy only saw you yellow, but justice for MOHBAD, I knew how passionate I was when I was in my world tour. And when I began to speak about justice for MOHBAD, I pasted my travel ticket that I was going to cut short my tour to return to Nigeria to advocate that justice must be served. Corona, anything. All those that knew, you can go back to my page and see. So we have to speak the truth. Because at the beginning, there was a time I posted the Wummi and MOHBAD, and I was empathizing with them. I was empathizing. So I have nothing against Wummi. The only thing is, if they accuse her with what they are saying, I can never be so foolish or I am an advocate of justice for MOHBAD is bigger than any other person as we speak now. And any mess up, any mistake with this case, it doesn't necessarily have to be that until the government or they sponsor some unrest before it has effect. Some are naturally going to come up. Moses only job to support here to support the children of Israel should be free. It is the kingdom, it is the government of God Almighty that stood by the children of Israel and Moses. And when the government of Pharaoh thinks that he is too powerful, he went ahead with his body language and everything. He said, "Who is that God that will ask me that I should free you?" The moment he made that move and mentioned that stuff, he lost his entire family. He lost his entire kingdom. Signs will come. Signs will come. I don't have to be a pastor before I tell you some certain things. The things are not upright. Things are working on the contrary. Innocent blood are being shed. Ready to speak. Those that you never expect will speak are the people that will touch their hearts, and they will speak. And then they will know that who is now the enemy of the same country and the same state Is it you that you choose not to do your job? Is it you that you are trusted with public power, that you choose to cover something as sacred as murder? Is it who is now the enemy of the state? Who should go down under the justice system? Is it those that will now react? That why is this now seen as a cover-up? Is it those that will be speaking up the way I'm speaking and say that why? What happened to the proper investigation in the first place? And if you didn't do it in the first place, now that a new lead is coming up, don't pretend to the people, don't pretend to the public. Rearrange your philosophies. Call your officers and say, you have a new lead and information. The public trust is crucial. Public peace is important. Your children can also be killed in this fashion. Will you want shady or shabby investigation? That you're a police officer does not mean your children are immune to death or murder. We need to understand that this is very important. We need to speak the truth to ourselves and call our consciousness to real things. When you fight and you demand and you fight for the rights of others, that is humanity. The essence of life is to ensure that you fight for duty of care, justice, and peace of the other person. This is what we have to consider. How well do you want your children to be safe in a society? A case will serve as a study case, as a template for how we want children and every other person to be safe and secured in our society. Visitors and even Nigerians that travel abroad, they come to Nigeria on visitation. Why should anybody say, because I think this person has done money, let me go and kill him or her in the house, and then the police will now be tewa pepe? How will you feel if people like us will say we're not concerned? How long do we want to continue in sin and ask the grace of God to abound? How long do we have to teach ourselves that human lives are sacred? We need to raise an army of children and next generation, that duty of care, the life is valuable in Nigeria. We are the government. We have truly given birth to who is going to be in government positions. Wash your hands. Can you wash your conscience? If you wash your hands in MOHBAD's case, can you wash your conscience? If MOHBAD at a point in time, the way you're going to pay him back by covering up what you know as a truth, thinking you're going to be killed. Be honest with you. If truly MOHBAD was killed before his time, whoever killed MOHBAD is not a serial killer. Person has no nerve to kill the next person. I don't care who is behind them. Don't be scared that you'll be killed. And if they've promised you anything, you are getting nothing. Nobody's going to give you nothing. If you have received anything, there is likelihood investigation might trace you back. Be careful of what you collect.